I was recently watching John FNAF's latest video on Midnight Motorist, and disagreements on theories aside, it's a good video. We like John here. But as I scrolled down to the comments to see what people thought about John's video, I kept seeing something that bothered me a little. Multiple comments questioned why people like John were certain that the FNAF 4 minigames take place in 1983, with these commenters insisting that they think it could easily take place in 1987. This bothered me because the FNAF 4 minigames are in 1983. It's been confirmed multiple times. It's like one of the only things about the Five Nights story that's been explicitly confirmed. But I understand that not everyone can keep up with every extended release that comes out of this franchise, or have knowledge about every official post and comment that's made about it. I've mentioned these confirmations about 1983 in previous videos, but I think having a video dedicated to detailing these confirmations will be useful for the fans who aren't aware. Hopefully people can start directing people who have questions about this topic to this video, so that things can be easily clarified. One of the latest installments that confirmed that the FNAF 4 minigames are in 1983 is the Week Before interactive novel. It may seem silly to some, but I have to clarify, this book is official. It's real. It's not a bootleg or a hoax. It literally has Scott Cawthon's name on it. Famous FNAF YouTuber Dalko mentioned that he read an early copy of it during his interview with Scott.
I read The Week Before, guys, and it is good. The interactive novel VIP, another one as well.
Yes, yeah. VIP is one that I did with Scholastic, just like the others, by the same author, I believe, as The Week Before.
But I'm certain most of you already know that The Week Before is an official book. What some people are probably wondering about is it canon? A lot of fans who only play the games are often apprehensive about the books because they believe that Scott said the books aren't canon, which isn't entirely true. All that's been made explicitly clear is that the novel trilogy, The Silver Eyes, The Twisted Ones, and The Fourth Closet are in a different continuity from the games. And all Scott said was that he hoped people would prioritize reading The Silver Eyes as its own story, rather than being solely dedicated to using it to solve the game's story when it first released back in 2015. But the Silver Eyes trilogy is not the only set of books that this franchise has released. When it came to the Fazbear Frights books, Scott just said that they can be used to fill in the blanks of the game's story. The canonicity and continuity of the other books have never been explicitly stated, with The Week Before being the one exception. The description on the back cover reads, "Return to where it all began in this interactive novel set before the very first Five Nights at Freddy's game." This book is meant to be a canon prequel to FNAF 1, which makes sense because the protagonist of the story is the phone guy, who is named Ralph. In the canon route for the book, the phone messages that Ralph leaves match up exactly with what we hear in Five Nights at Freddy's 1. In this book, there is a moment that explicitly confirms that the FNAF 4 minigames are in 1983. There's a point where Ralph is prompted to put in a 4-digit code into a phone machine. One of the choices you have is to input the code 1983. 4 digits. Could be a year, you think. You can't remember what year the first Freddy Fazbear's Pizza opened, or its predecessor, Fredbear's Family Diner. But one year does stick out. It was known as the Big Bite, until it happened again 4 years later. Kind of like how World War I was just the Great War, until another one came along. Speaking of tragedies that could have been avoided, you punch in the numbers 1983. And the phone line crackles. Then you hear a sobbing child. The book then describes the bite scene from FNAF 4. It's clear what the story is saying. The first bite in Freddy's history happened in 1983. Then it happened again 4 years later, reinforcing that the bite of 83 and the bite of 87 both happened in the timeline. So there we go. In-universe canon official confirmation that the FNAF 4 minigames and the bite we see in them do take place in the year 1983. This book was released in 2024, but it wasn't the first explicit confirmation of this. 2017 was an interesting time to be a FNAF fan, especially when it came to theorizing. The community was focused on multiple debates, like Will Trap versus Mike Trap, and of course the FNAF 4 1983 versus 1987 debate, which had persisted since 2015. That was until Game Theory posted part 2 of their timeline video from that year. MatPat was a firm believer of things like William still being Springtrap, and that the FNAF 4 minigames were in 1983. And no, I'm not taking Game Theory's every word as gospel, but I'm bringing them up because Scott commented about this specific video. On November 6th, 2017, Scott, on his Reddit account, commented on the Reddit post that linked to this video. Scott said, "I don't usually comment on theories or timelines, but I want to this time. This is a very satisfying and important episode of Game Theory. There have been some points of contention in the community lately, especially since SL Custom Night, that have caused members to leave, theorists to quit, and frustrated emails to be sent. Some of these issues were simple misunderstandings with the story. Others were maybe just things I didn't leave enough clues about. They became things that I felt I needed to answer with a new game. But now, some of those things have been answered by MatPat. Obviously, it's not 100%, but he really came through for this community, I think, during a time when everyone needed him. I won't go through the video point by point, but I will say this. For those of you who were really upset about the idea of Mike Trap, or the idea of Purple Guy being literally purple, or hung up on 1983 versus 1987, watch MatPat's video and breathe a sigh of relief. Like I said, it's obviously not 100%, but he really hit this video out of the park. Now again, I know everyone, especially newcomers to this series, can't keep up with every single release, post, or comment made in association with this franchise. But yes, this comment is real, and yes, this is Scott's Reddit account. Fake Scott accounts have been a problem ever since FNAF 1 released, and Scott, especially back in the early days, often tried to keep fans vigilant of these fake accounts. Scott's Steam posts and comments are easily verified as real because Steam automatically labels the developers of games in their discussion boards. When I've seen Scott's Reddit comments brought up, I sometimes see people suspicious that they're even real. They are real though. For one, the moderators of the Five Nights at Freddy's subreddit confirmed with Scott that this is his official account, and flared it as such. Secondly, Scott has made multiple official announcements via this account, including showing official stuff that hadn't been released anywhere else, like these security breach teasers and this unused cover art for one of the Fazbear Frights books. Scott's Reddit account is also where he first made the announcement about the official FNAF Scott Games Twitter page, which has been officially verified and was the first to post official news about the franchise during its 10th anniversary week. For years, FNAF YouTubers have used this Reddit account as a source in their videos.
This based on a recent Reddit post Scott made on the subject of whether or not he's ever retconned his story.
If this Reddit account wasn't real, then Scott would have said something about all of these YouTubers citing a fake account. But it's not fake. This is actually Scott. If you needed more proof, then here's video of Scott saying that he uses Reddit.
Artistic community, like on DeviantArt, and anytime I go on Reddit, just these illustrations that people make.
Which means that this was Scott's clear confirmation that MatPat was right about the FNAF 4 minigames being in 1983. There were other things that pointed to this throughout the years, such as the 1983 code showing the FNAF 4 bedroom areas in sister location, but that's more of an implied confirmation, and not as direct as the week before or Scott's comment on Reddit. So yes, the FNAF 4 minigames are in 1983. It's not just a theory anymore or up to debate. It's confirmed and canon. That's all I wanted to say. Sorry if this video seemed a little low effort, but I really wanted to make a standalone video about this topic. Links to all the posts mentioned are in the description, if you want to take a look and verify them for yourself. If you want to see a more thought out and well-edited video, check out my latest theory about Cassidy and Golden Freddy. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and consider supporting my videos by donating on Patreon or by becoming a channel member. Thank you for watching.